Welcome back, guys, to another full self-driving video. Today is a little bit rainy. Not too much rain, but it's a little bit drizzling outside. So we're gonna navigate to the job, to the workplace, and see how FSD handles. All right, so far we're starting from park. And before we pull off, let you guys know, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but there's a pothole in the center of the road where that little car just went around it. So that's going to be the first challenge on FSD 13.2.8, starting from park. Without further ado, let's go. All right, car approaching from the left. It's clear. There's another car approaching, coming up behind. And once the car passes, waiting, see they go around, they drove over the pothole. It says object is in pet path, so I'm gonna tap the accelerator pedal to proceed because it's just sitting here. But I'll give it a second because there's quite a few cars coming up behind. Okay, so this one passes. Are we gonna go? No? All right, so I'm gonna give it a little confidence boost. There we go. Great job. He kind of centered the wheel right in between the pothole, so he didn't have to go over it. All right, coming up here, we're making a left-hand turn. Great job coming to a stop. All right, come to a stop sign. Great job. Complete stop. And it proceeds through. I know there are improvements between version 13.2.7 that's not listed in the release notes. All they do is just update a different point release. All right, so coming up, there's a little bit of some objects in the road. Not sure if it's gonna detect it. Oh, some McDonald's bag. It didn't even flinch, it just ran right over them. So yeah, well, as I was saying, there's updates that has been made in the point release, but it's nothing major that I would actually notice on my drives. Great job slowing down for that car that's still approaching into the intersection because we have the right of way. But as far as I'm driving, I mean, the software performs pretty well as intended. My only flaw is the potholes. It depends on the severity of the pothole, how big the pothole is, the vehicle will actually navigate around it. But if it's like I'll say small, not too crazy, where the whole tire will fit in there, and sometimes the speed limit, the FSD does not recognize it and it'll just drive right over it. And even though you're supervising the car, sometimes you drive on these roads where you think the road is fine, but all of a sudden you just hit a pothole. And even though, like I said, you're supervising, sometimes you don't pay attention to that pothole that's coming up on you, and you just run right into it. Without FSD making a response or slowing down or whatever. Great job. waiting its turn, and it proceeds through. Great stopping distance from the car in front of us at the traffic light. Alright, here's an instant where the car needs to kind of like proceed slowly, going over the bumps in the road, come to a stop. But it drives a little harder. It's not crazy, but it should go a little bit slower. Here's another pothole, a little dip. That went over pretty slow, I guess, because the car in front of us is already slowing down. So I'll take that. Not sure if you guys can pick up the raindrops on the windshield, but it's pretty plentiful. I'm waiting to see how long it's going to take for the automatic wiper to kick in. Alright, so we got a vehicle that's double parked up ahead. And we're on a two-way road. Let's see if FSD is going to go around. I guess it just bullet its way through, which that's fine. No harm, no foul. Alright, so we have a vehicle that's reversing. I guess they're backing up. And we waiting to see what they're gonna do. Okay, so the wiper just went off. The vehicle has their reverse on, but they're not moving. So I'm gonna tap the accelerator for him to go around. So that was an intervention. There's other vehicles behind me. I didn't want to hold them up. I don't mind doing little interventions like that, but I just rather not have disengagements, which if it comes down to, I do take over and not make the vehicle do something that I feel very uncomfortable with. There's a threshold where you're like, should I let it do it or should I not? When you start thinking like that, just take over and manage it the right way. But so far, these drives have been pretty substantial, like no disengagements, few interventions, but different version of the software takes care of that issue. Okay, complete stop at the intersection. It's taking a minute for it to go down to 0, so I tap the pedal. Like, it comes there, and it's slow roll, and it takes about like 3 seconds. So that was another intervention. It's taking its time, and this is just coming to a complete stop. It has the 1 mile an hour sitting on the dash, and instead of it stopping and going to 0, it's still kind of like in the coast mode. And it sits there at a little bit too long, so I had to intervene. Great job stopping for the yellow. Or should I say slowing? Really not trying to upset, other road users. Trying to train FSD on the road, so you have to do your interventions to keep the pace of traffic moving. Think I need to fix that. Complete stop. And proceed. Great job. That's what I should have did back there. I got a pedestrian and a motorized wheelchair up ahead. It treats them as a person that's walking. Now, it change over to a car, to a motorcycle. Great job giving them enough space. So there's quite a bit of raindrops on the windshield, and FSD has not wiped the windshield yet, so I can see through it clearly. It's not a problem. I'm hoping you guys are picking it up on the camera also. Hopefully it's not blurring you guys' visibility. Okay, so coming up at this next stop sign, the cross traffic does have the right of way, and FSD has to negotiate its way across. So we come to a stop, and now it creeps up. It's clear from the left, clear from the right. Great job proceeding through. All right, so I'm gonna press the wobbler button because it's starting to get annoying. There we go. All right, coming up ahead, we got to negotiate a right of way for a vehicle that's double parked. I mean, there's really no cars coming except for this one SUV. Let's see how FSD handle it. Okay. So I'm not sure if this road is closed. Or maybe it is. Let's see what FSD does. If it goes around it, and I believe we can go around it just because there's construction going on right there at the intersection. FSD decided to detour, which that's fine. The ride is very smooth. Let's see if I can, yep, I'm gonna change that destination. I mean the route. So I changed the route instead of making a right here and then going all the way down to the on-ramp. Again, I just shoot straight down here on, where are we on? Belmont Avenue, make a right on Montgomery Drive, and then get onto the on-ramp. It's a lot more straightforward that way. Going down towards the Philadelphia Zoo, it's a little bit more hectic down in that area. Arrival times is the same as it says 1:11. Oof, excuse me, 1:11 p.m. Yeah, so ain't nothing really different about it. All right, so in about a half a mile, we're getting over in the right lane a little bit early, so that's a good thing. Early lane change. That was introduced, I believe, in the earlier version of the later versions of version 12, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Where to follow the navigation route, the vehicle FSD will actually merge a little earlier in the correct lane that it needs to be in to turn off. Do I think full self-driving is almost there, almost solved? Yeah, I believe it's almost solved. It's not solved. It's got a lot of work to do. Still, I have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of fine-tuning needs to be done. And I'm glad to be a part of, the FSD group to kind of help embed better the system, because all the data that's collected from each individual drive from all drivers across the FSD platform that Tesla has, they're all used to make the system perform better and improved. So I'm assuming that these point release updates that we do get are from, all the drives that everyone does and have disengagements and interventions. I think Tesla used that to improve the software and push out these point releases. That's my assumption. Don't hold me to it. Now they're saying that come June they'll be releasing the robo-taxi fleet, I believe in Texas and another state, maybe California, I believe. So apparently they do have probably a more refined version out there that's better than the version that we're on, that can do all that. Because here, we still have a lot of disengagements and improvements that need to be made. And FSD with Tesla is always one step ahead of, one or two steps ahead of, what they push out to the masses. Like when they rolled out version 13 for the robo-taxi event, this doesn't look too safe. So there's this Honda Accord that's, instead of renting a U-Haul truck, they park all the boxes on the windshield that look like a piano. That's not a piano, that's a dresser drawer with a sheet covering it on the top with a sheet. That's really not a safe option for transport. But yeah, all they have to do is rent a $20 U-Haul truck and they can fit all they can in that truck. But okay, I digress. But in the entirety of this conversation is, I believe FSD is almost there, but it still needs a lot of work. We can't have FSD disengaging. Like I've seen quite a few videos where FSD just gives up if it gets confused or it goes through a certain area. And if you're on the robotaxi network and have people inside a vehicle, you can't have FSD, blurting out to take control of the steering wheel when it's a self-driving vehicle with a passenger, a paid passenger at that. And it's not like they're in the driver's seat. They're like in the back seat or in the passenger seat of the vehicle. Alright, so we got an on-ramp merging up. Great job. It didn't affect the vehicle any performance in any way from that truck merging onto the highway. So coming up here in about almost a half a mile, we exit to the right to Wissahickon Avenue South. And then we have the two not potholes, but speed bumps. That's always an issue at night, like when leaving from work, coming home. We always, hit the first one full speed, maybe like 25 miles an hour. And then the second one, he always slows down to maybe like 11, 12 miles an hour. And this vehicle just cut me off. And from the left lane into the right lane, FSD did a great job slowing down and swerving just to give it enough space. And they came off and went right back onto the expressway. Like, that was for nothing. And we got this guy. Okay, great job navigating around that vehicle. Now, this is not a stop sign, but you come up, you creep, you're supposed to yield, and then you proceed. So I did that with a great job. And then we're gonna head to the left lane. And as soon as we get up here, this is speed bump number 1. It does a great job, helps me on regen, and then proceeds to speed bump number 2. That's a little bit rough because the speed bump, one of the slow slats are missing. It's a little bit more rougher on the edges. All right, so that was a pretty decent drive. 0 disengagement. Got 2 interventions from coming from a stop sign where the vehicle would decide it didn't want to come to a complete stop. But there you have it, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thank you. Peace.